Still, so this is a little bit of a kind of an artist talk, but also just a chance to explain things a little bit, kind of casual, also spot a little highlights into it. So here is a look at the artwork, and I'll tell you a little bit about it and we'll sort of walk our way through it. So here is the painting. Like I said, it's called Learn to Be Still. The original idea was to try to make a different take onto a traditional landscape painting. So taking a landscape and trying to make it more than just a pretty picture. So with this work, I originally started with an idea that I'd gotten many years ago when I was doing a website called Finite Randomness, in which I wrote a sort of a commentary on the idea that we're so busy that we don't really enjoy moments. We don't enjoy today. We don't enjoy everyday activities. So this work was trying to sort of make a commentary on that, saying that we don't really take the time to just enjoy a moment, to just enjoy something as simple as looking at a beautiful lake or even a painting. So if you look at this work at first, you may just glance at it and say, oh, it's a picture of some water, you know, there's some colors in the sky, a little bit of loose brushwork here and there, but overall it's just a painting. I'm just going to move on. And if you do that, you're kind of serving the purpose that I'm trying to make, and that you're not really spending much time with the work. You're really just glancing at it, you think you understand all of it, and you're moving on. And that sort of serves the purpose of what I'm trying to get at. But within this work, I'm trying to show you that there's more to it than that. Because when I was working on the original sketch of this work, which is actually right here, what I was realizing was, as I was working on that drawing, I realized that my mind kept wandering. I kept thinking about just random things, whether it be, you know, what I was going to eat later that day, what I was going to do, things that I had on my plate aside from working on that drawing. So I realized in those things actually occurring that I wasn't focusing on what I was actually there to do. I wasn't actually enjoying what I was doing because my mind kept wandering. So within this work, I've decided to try to embrace that idea by within this work having little moments in which, if you actually spend a moment looking at this, you might realize, oh wait, there's writing on it. So if you look in certain places, like in the sky right around here, there's the phrase, silence is a rare but beautiful thing. So within places like that, that one's one of the more obvious ones. There's another obvious one down here that says, more than anything, I want us to be happy, whatever that means. So random comments like that might draw your attention and think, hey, what else is going on in this work, and why are these things in a landscape painting? And realizing those things, you might get distracted from the actual work, but that actually serves my purpose of drawing you away from the picture to notice these things. And as you realize these things, they might trigger a memory of your own or a thinking of your own. And that sort of brings me to my point of realizing that you get distracted. You're not enjoying a moment because of these other ramblings that go on in your head. So I'm going to show you a few other places where I'm trying to do that. So let's go around and take a look. Up in the sky up here, we have a few. One right here that's just simply saying, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? With a lot of these, I'm trying to blend them in. Some of them with highlights, some of them with darker tones. Like right here, you may see some lettering kind of coming into there. How can I be a better husband? Also over here, am I reaching my students, with the highlights of those reddish oranges kind of clouds highlighted with some white there. Below it you may also see some other things. Will someone please stop reality TV? It drives me nuts. I hate that stuff. Even in this part right here, you start to see within this foliage, you might start to see some lettering in there. You sort of lose it along that point. But within the sky, there's a number of places where you may see words come into play. Even down here, as you pan down to the far off part of this sort of marsh, which was actually dried out lake, because the lake was down at the time, there's some words in here. There's a phrase right here that says, "I wish my dad would work on his cholesterol." So some things that actually are more random, some things that are actually deep concerns within my own experience. So I was trying to have this personal but also random and relatable at times, because everyone has somebody in their family that they're concerned about, but also more random questions that are more personal to me, like this one that says, "How can I be an artist and an art teacher?" That's something I struggle with, trying to balance those two things. So within the work, trying to pop in highlights, some that are subtle, some messages that are subtle because they're more blended into the tones in that area, and others that are more popped out because they're either highlights or they're enhancing the darkness of an area, like that bottom corner. The one place that I left completely devoid of any marks like that, any messages, was within the water, so that could be a place solely focused on the actual work, on the actual scene itself. So that can be a sense of calm, a sense of separation from the rest of it, because from my own experiences I find calm within water, within looking at those reflections, the loose brushwork within that. So I tried to leave that space devoid of it. Originally I was going to have these messages sort of scratched on there in a very Cy Twombly kind of way, but I thought that within that it might actually take away from the painting, whereas this way it's more incorporated into it, in more of a graffiti-esque kind of way, something you might see in maybe like a Rauschenberg work or something like that. Not that I'm comparing myself to him by any means, but it's more along the lines of incorporating it directly into there more than just like scratches into it. So that was sort of what I was going for. Some struggles that I went through were trying to make this more abstract, making it to which I think that the incorporation of text, so interplaying of text and the visual aspects of it, I think sort of make it more abstract, but I'm still trying to work more towards that. Having my brushwork be more loose, be not so smooth with the transitions in places, I think lends itself towards that, but it's something I'm still working towards. But that's kind of the general thing that I was going for, trying to get people to actually spend time with the work, really look at it, digest it some, trying to really get people to realize that we need to actually enjoy moments, need to be still and actually enjoy our life, and not so much focus on everything that we've got to get done this week, but just focus on the day itself and the moments itself. So that was what I was trying to do with this work. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great day.